Hello friends and welcome to the Crypto Stacker channel. My name is Dean. If you're watching my videos for the first time, please know I only make them for entertainment, education, and for community building in the crypto space. So please do your own research before investing. I have a fly buzzing around in here somewhere. When I finish making this video, there's going to be one less fly. Friends, happy Terrarium Tuesday to you. If you are a holder of Terrarium, you probably are feeling a little bit happier than you were last week. The price action has been quite favorable, and so we'll be taking a look at that today. You can see here in the last 24 hours, up 4.5%. We have busted back through that 908 space. There was somebody who pulled a quote today that it actually popped over 909. So that, that would be good too. That particular quote was from a different platform. So I always use CoinGecko just to be consistent. I don't really have a preference for CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap or any of the other platforms. I just use CoinGecko because I always use CoinGecko. All right. So you can see here again, not just in the last 24 hours, but now for the last 7 days and the last 14 days. If you remember from last week, we were trading very sideways. So it didn't take much momentum or positive price action to be able to pull these numbers back into the green. In the last 7 days, up 10%. In the last 14 days, up 8.2%. So that's all good. The spreadsheet would suggest that pretty much it's positive across the board, meaning that we've had improvements in every single category that I keep track of. Today is October the 17th, actually October the 18th as you're watching this. And so the holder count, 10,293, just a gain of 3. But again, that's 3 weeks in a row now of tiny positive movement in the holder count, which to me speaks more about stabilization than it does about growth. And I can handle stable. Rank of the coin, 664th. So we've moved up several spots there. The market cap, 21.26 million. You can see we have to go back 4 or 5 weeks before we see that territory. So those of us who are holding again, this week has been kind of pleasant if you've been kind of riding out this storm with Terrarium and, quite frankly, the crypto markets in general. The price of Terrarium again, 9081. Volume in the last 24 hours, 25,000. And the burn ticks up to 73.81%, though there is some rounding in that number, and it's just barely enough to kick it up that next notch. So the total tokens burned in the last 24 hours, 5.6 trillion. So if you're unfamiliar with why the token is burning like this, or why the supply of the token is being reduced, I would suggest you go over to Terareum.com. That's the official Terareum website. And you can learn about their token dynamics, which involves essentially a small tax every time somebody buys or sells the coin. 1% of that transaction, those coins are burned. The other 1% are given back to people holding Terrarium in a reflection or rewards token. And I always show my rewards for the week at the end of the video. So stick around for that. All right, if we were to look at the highlights from the last 7 days, for me, it would start with this tweet right here. On October the 13th, Terareum announced that they have been listed on Coinstore. Coinstore is a centralized exchange. It was, it says conceptualized in Singapore, but generally speaking is focusing on the markets in East Asia, Africa, and South America. They have a YouTube channel. I will put a link in the description of this video. You can see it's just Coinstore Exchange. And they have a couple of different tutorial videos that just give you an introduction to Coinstore and what it's all about. So with that listing, Terrarium now is listed in 9 centralized exchanges. They're on the screen here, but CoinTiger, Bitmart, MEXC, BKEX, Bbox, XT.com, BitTrue, Probit Global, and Coinstore. Now, as I was updating these rankings, I pulled the rankings for these actually out of CoinMarketCap. And you can see here's Coinstore at 90th position. If I would have used CoinGecko, they have Coinstore at 87th position. I just used CoinMarketCap because, again, it's what I used the last time I made this list. And what I saw actually is MEXC is now at number 11. So we're nearly listed on a top 10 exchange, even though it wasn't a top 10 exchange when Terareum was listed. This is the power of seeking multiple listings. If we partner with platforms that are strong and that are really focused on growth, we might move up in terms of where we're listed in rankings of centralized exchanges. But 9 total listings now, not too bad. And of course, you can always buy it in the decentralized space on Uniswap, which is where I've made 100% of my purchases of Terareum. So props to the development team. That listing shows that the development team is engaged and that they're still looking for opportunities to help grow the Terareum community in that centralized space. All right, as we look at some of the rest of the Twitter feeds, to me, it seems like there's a trend towards people talking about TeraPay. Now, there is a official TeraPay Twitter feed, and of course, that's all they talk about. There's also a Terareum NFT platform that's supposed to be coming, but by and large, what I'm seeing is people talking about TeraPay. Now, there is one particular tweet that I found pretty fascinating about this, and it's on the TeraPay official site or the TeraPay official Twitter feed. They've tweeted twice in the last 24 hours, but this one right here essentially says, if you forgot your wallet, you can keep your transaction going, tap to pay wherever and whenever you want with TeraPay wallet. Now, I don't know how many of you use a smartphone to tap to pay, or you have cards that are tap to pay. But if Terareum is truly able to develop this technology where I'm able to take my cryptocurrency funds and pay at any point of sale using tap to pay, that would be, in my opinion, the holy grail for cryptocurrency utility. I'm not 100% sure what they're planning here, but I'm reading tap to pay. I'm, making my own personal, assumptions. But of course, I have learned over the last year that once the utility is delivered and we see it functioning, that's when you can essentially count on it, So don't count your chickens before they hatch. But that is very exciting. And if that's the direction that they're headed with TeraPay, it's going to be a very, very powerful resource for the Terareum ecosystem. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they develop there. We've heard that should be coming within the next week or two. We also know that, the first part of November, plus or minus 2 weeks, that's what we were told, we should be seeing the Terareum Exchange. So I'm also looking forward to that. Things, you guys, they're looking up a little bit in the crypto market. Things in Terareum land are definitely going to be looking up if the team's able to deliver on the utilities that they're talking about here on the regular. So developers, we've got our fingers crossed, we're sending you all the best wishes in the world to get your work completed, that you have some breakthroughs, that you're able to deliver on the utilities for the Terareum ecosystem. And as an investor, I'm excited to see what the future brings. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign off there. Before I do, of course, I'll give you a quick look at what's going on with my reflections. Today, again, October the 17th, my current bag sitting at 11,180,522,000,000. It's an increase from last week of 351 million. That brings my total since launch day, February 21st, to 40,543,000,000 at the current prices, which we can give a little update to. Be worth about $33. So I'm excited to see this grow. It has been as high as $100, even when my reflection count was lower. So It's something I always keep an eye on, and of course, I'll share it with you as it continues to grow. But friends, thanks for stopping in. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our crypto stacks grow together.